Hey everyone, it's Liz, the Frugal Libertarian. I wanted to kind of touch a little bit on the whole Kathy Griffin picture thing, because I know everybody's still going on about it and it's really being divisive. I had a couple of points. One of the things that this whole escapade, I don't know what else to call it, one of the things it has proven to me is that a lot of people do not understand how free speech works and what it entails and what it's actually defined as. I've been seeing a lot of people, specifically on the left, who are saying things like CNN firing her and Squatty Potty firing her and venues, you know, canceling her performances, her shows, is a form of censorship, and that's illegal in the United States. No, that's not technically how free speech works. Your speech is protected from the government. The government can't squash you from saying what you want to say. They can't stop you from publishing and distributing something they don't like. The government can't stop you. However, private individuals can. They have the right to refuse to distribute your material. Just because you wrote a book doesn't mean a publisher must publish it. And even if you write a book and a publisher writes it, no store must distribute it. That's how they exercise their freedom of speech, is by saying no. You know, you can do it, nobody's stopping you from doing it, but other private people don't have to support it. They don't have to give you a platform. Same is true with a business that's hiring you to work for them. If they don't like your actions, whether they're politically motivated or not, they can fire you because of them. Basically what I'm seeing is this whole idea that what she said should be completely consequence-free, which you have the right to exercise your speech, but you do not have the right to excuse yourself from the consequences of that exercise of your speech. Unfortunately, personal choices have consequences. Some of them are good and some of them are bad. She, I guess, thought that everybody would kind of smugly nod and go, yes, that was a very good display. She didn't think there would be a public backlash from both sides of the aisle and from the liberal media. So to her, this was shocking and she can't believe this is happening to her. But she made a choice. She has to then live with the choice she made. She can't go back in time and untake the picture, so now she has to live with it. And it seems like a lot of what she's been doing last week, over the weekend, is trying to get out of the consequences of her own personal speech. She's trying to, in essence, be like, I regret doing it, so it never happened, like that. And you can't do that. You just can't. That's not how it works. And then the whole thing where she's saying, oh, the Trumps came, they attacked me and they came at me and they, you know, they hurt me and I'm saying it's not right. Well, what exactly did they do? That's the thing I can't figure out when she's sitting there saying they've done all this horrible stuff to her. What did they do to her? From what I've seen, all they did was say on Twitter and in the media that was in poor taste. It was disgusting. I can't believe she did that. It scared my kid. They're not allowed to respond to what she did. She thinks she can do what she wants, and there are not only are there no ramifications, but nobody's allowed to respond to it. That's also not how free speech works. Free speech works that you exercise yours and I have the right to exercise mine in response. So I can make this video saying, Kathy Griffin, you're not funny. You haven't been funny in years. The only thing positive I can say about you is you have a very well decorated house, and that's because it was decorated by Lara Spencer from Flea Market Flip and Good Morning America. I'm allowed to say that because that's my freedom of speech. So basically, again, she wants it undone, she wants no ramifications, and she wants no response. As far as her freaking out and other people freaking out about, well, the Secret Service visited her house to talk with her, that's the Trumps coming after her, it's actually not. The Secret Service has a set protocol anytime anything is said that could be mildly interpreted as a threat to the president's life. They have to follow through on it. That's why people who put up anti-politician, anti-presidential statements on things like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and whatever else, or go on TV or anything, if they say something that literally sounds like a threat, the Secret Service will visit them. Because even though, oh, I was joking, I was being sarcastic, I was being ironic, I was exercising my free speech, they still have to follow up on it, because if they don't, and it turns out you're actually a lunatic who's going to go and kill the president, they're going to have to deal with the aftermath. So them showing up at her house and talking to her is exactly what they do, and they decide to do that, not Trump. Trump doesn't say, go to her house and harass her and make sure she regrets this. He has nothing to do with that. They have a set protocol in place, and they have to follow it. Unfortunately, nobody informed her of that before taking the picture. Again, to me, it's just a lack of personal responsibility. She wants the ability to say and do whatever she wants, but she doesn't want the negative ramifications that might happen from it. I'm not one of those people that's sitting here saying this was treason, she should be imprisoned, blah, 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 because then it would be a violation of the right of free speech. She can do really and say, as an artist, as a comedian, I'm using that word loosely because honestly I don't think she's funny and hasn't been funny in I don't even know how long. And I didn't think she was funny before this happened, so this is not me going, oh, I hate her now. No, I just never thought she was funny, and I don't hate her. But that's the problem I'm seeing, is a lot of people are coming out and saying things like, people are saying if she had used Hillary's head, everybody would laugh. I agree. There is a certain level of teams going on right now. There is one side saying one thing and one side saying the other based on their political team they're attached to. My counterbalance is, if she had done that with Hillary's head, Hillary not even being president and just being a private citizen now, the entire liberal left that supports Hillary would have been just as enraged. I think the same exact steps would have happened. CNN isn't doing Trump's bidding. The idea that they are is completely ludicrous. The idea that he sits there, he won't let them into press conferences, he won't answer their questions, he calls them fake news, but when Kathy Griffin does something against him, they're gonna cater to him and fire her because he wants them to. No. The relationship between CNN and Trump is so adversarial that they would never work together like this. They did this because their private business was threatened by the association with her. And they had the right to undo the association with her, which they did. Same thing with Squatty Potty. They thought that their business would be harmed by being associated with her, so they terminated the association. That's their right as businesses, as private business entities. I hope this goes away. I kind of feel like she is milking it every second to be in the public eye and to get more people talking about her, to gain more popularity and more exposure than she's gotten in, what, a decade at least. I do think she's just milking it at this point. If she had gone in and just, did that little at-home video, I'm so sorry, apology, blah, blah, and that was it, that would have been fine. But calling the press conference and then accusing the Trump family of bullying her and harassing her and all of this, I just don't. I think she's really just in it for the momentary bit of spotlight that's going to be shown onto her. To me, the most shocking thing about this whole escapade with the picture is the fact that Kathy Griffin had venues booked as a stand-up comedian in 2017? That is honestly the most shocking part of the entire story. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this. and subscribe if you haven't. I will talk to you soon. Bye.